Hello, everyone. Hello. If you're a mental health counselor, if you are a social worker, if you're a coach, if you are in the spiritual practices, like you're an astrologer, an intuitive healer, a Reiki healer, and you're trying to create and build your practice, then this is for you. This is for you. My name is Dr. RB, and I'm here live with you. And so today I'm going to review with you a little bit about what I've been talking about on the different social medias. So I'm going to review with you the program that I have been coaching others on to help them grow and their practice basically. We are trained, at least I'm trained as a psychologist. You might be trained as a mental health practitioner or a social worker, or maybe you're trained as a coach. Maybe you're a life coach. Maybe you are an astrologer. Maybe you are a healer. If you are dealing with clients, you are serving clients, and you have a specific skill or training, and you are trying to grow that practice, that involves digital marketing. When I first started in 2005 with my private practice, things were very different then. I did my own type of marketing. I had no idea what I was doing. And so, one of the first things I had to do was figure out what services I wanted to offer, who I wanted to attract to my practice. In other words, who would I love to work with? And most importantly, what I was going to charge for my services. And so I had to figure all those things out. I had to figure out who was going to be my ideal client, or what we call avatar, is another way of saying that. And so, welcome, welcome. People are now starting to kind of come in from different places. I'm going to be looking over here because I have a big screen right behind you, and that's going to help me to see the chat. If you have a question, please put it into the chat and I will be able to answer it. If you want me to speak in Spanish, please write Español in the chat or Spanish in the chat, and I will switch. If I don't see anybody requesting Spanish, I'm just going to continue with one language because I know it takes up time, and there are people that don't speak Spanish on here, and so they have to wait until I come back to English. So I'm just going to, in all fairness, I'm just going to see who is going to join on this live, and whoever joins, if they would like me to speak Spanish, they will put español. Si desean que yo hable español, por favor de escribir español en el chat. Si no, voy a continuar en inglés. Okay, so I'm going to be speaking English only until I see enough people that are requesting Spanish. So basically, I had to figure out what I wanted to offer, and how I did that was find out what my ideal client needs. What do they need from me? What is the outcome that they are looking for? Are they looking for, I don't know, a pill to take care of everything? Are they looking for a quick solution? Are they looking to go deeper and be more introspective? I needed to figure that out before doing anything else, because a lot of the times when I'm supervising or coaching other mental health practitioners or coaches or spiritual practitioners, and they say, well, I'm just starting out, Dr. RB. I want to like see everybody. I need to run this practice and get it growing, and I need to see everyone. And that's kind of short-sighted thinking. You're kind of thinking in the moment. You want something that's going to last you. You want something that's going to grow, and it's going to grow strong. That's what we want. We don't want something quick, because otherwise you're going to attract the wrong people. You're not going to want to work with them, and you're not going to be able to help them because they're going to come to you expecting one thing, and you want to offer them something else. But then what happens is, they just they don't like you and they leave, or they don't finish their treatment, or at the end you're not helping them. So it's never good to just think, I'm going to have a practice for everyone or anyone that wants to come and receive my services. That's never good. So I want you to really be focused on thinking, who do I want to serve? What is my ideal client? Is that a single mom? Is that going to be someone that is, maybe it's a father who is widowed, or maybe it's someone that is starting college and they're just terrified. They don't know what to do and they feel all this pressure to do something. Whoever it is, you need to be very clear. And then you need to think, what do I want to offer them? What services do I want to offer? So for example, with me, and I'll use me as an example. When I started out, I always had this fascination. I just loved Jungian psychology or analytical psychology. I was just so, taken into it. And oh, that's my office call. I'm not gonna. I'll decline it. They can. My assistant will take care of that call. Sorry about that. It just came right through. And so I wanted to work with individuals that wanted to go deeper. They wanted to understand the meaning of their symptoms. They wanted to understand their dreams, the synchronicities, things that are happening in their day to day. They want to understand, why is their body acting in a certain way, or why are they having these symptoms? They're all different aspects of how I wanted to work. So what I ended up doing, I really targeted only to individuals that wanted to go deeper. If the individual only wanted some, techniques, in 6 sessions to help them feel better from their anxiety, I might not be the one to help them, because I want to understand what's going on behind that, so that they can, basically integrate that into their, psyche, into their whole psyche, and be conscious and aware of why they're having those symptoms, or why they're having those repeating dreams or their thoughts. So these are the people that I wanted to, I guess target is the word that they use in marketing, and I don't like that word. But these are the people I wanted to connect with. This is my community. My community are individuals that really want to go deeper. They want to understand why. Why are they having these symptoms? And they want to understand it in a different mindset. And so that's who I focused on. And I did that by basically a couple ways. I did that. One, I was investing in my own development as a professional. So, I don't know if you know, mental health professionals, usually we keep studying till the day we die. There's always new information that's coming out. There's always new things that are available. So, I was always studying and developing my skills, my craft, my profession. And as I did that, I was attracting those types of clients into my practice. So, number one, I needed to know and really focus on who I wanted to focus. Who do I really want to work with? And then get to really understand that individual in my mind, in my imagination, try to get as much information of that individual, their age range, their culture, maybe a specific gender, or maybe non-gender. I wanted to kind of explore all of that. After that, and you have a better understanding, then you want to make sure, okay, how do I want them to, I want to imagine them after, working with me for a month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months. How do I want them to come out at the other end? What are some things that I would like for them to have, or things I would like for them to not have? Basically, not maybe have less symptoms, or less, fears, or whatever the case may be. Those are some things that I also had to kind of work on, because after that is when I was able to put together an offer that I wanted to present. And that's what marketing is about. Marketing is about connecting with your community, with those that you want to serve, those that would be better served by you, and then maintain that connection. Maintain that connection so you can continually serve them. And it's interesting because digital marketing allows you to serve them regardless if you're really serving them. And what I mean by that is you may not have them in a session every week, but they are receiving something from you every week. They're receiving an email, they're receiving a newsletter, they're receiving maybe a free ebook, something that continually you're in contact with them, whether there's an awareness of that or not. So that's another point that I want to make. And then after that, I had to think, okay, what is a fair compensation for my services? Back then in 2005, I was brand new. So I had to think of that in that way. As you continually grow in your profession and as you become, more knowledgeable, your rates naturally will increase. One of the things that I did a simple statistical, this is where I become really nerdy. So this is where I'm going to become a nerd here. So I'm going to use statistics, and I'm just putting my do not disturb because I'm getting a lot of messages here. So basically, you're going to do a 5 mile radius of where you're working your practice. So let's say you're working remotely, then you have to decide where you want that to be. And after you do this 5 mile radius, I ended up making phone calls to other people similar to myself. So, in other words, other psychologists, and I would just ask, what are you charging? And, normally I would speak to an assistant or receptionist, and I would just ask, what are the charges? That's one way that I found out. Another way is through the insurance panels. I would ask the insurance panels, they would definitely tell you. And then my statistics came in, and the way I did that was I took an average of all of these rates in the area, and I then looked at what is the range, what is the lowest price, what is the highest price. And I ended up deciding, okay, I'm not going to go with the average price because I don't consider my services average. I'm going to go between the average and the most expensive rate in my 5 mile radius. And that's how I did it. So if you're looking at like a normal bell curve, for those of you that love statistics, I was considering somewhere around the 75th percentile. So that means that 75% of the rates in my area were below my rate. And that's how I did it. And I thought that that was a good, fair rate. And it just made me feel good. And I was confident about saying to someone, this is my rate. Now, did they think that my rate was fair to them? Probably not. But it was fair when you looked at the marketplace. I was not charging some, way out there, an outlier, or, somebody charging rates that don't even exist. So that's not how I work. Julio, nice to meet you, Julio. Your title says doctor. I think you need to check up from the neck up. I don't understand what that means. I think you need to check up from the neck up. Okay, Chase, tell me what you're talking about. Maybe you're not, well, on the TikTok, you're able to see me completely. I'm also on other platforms using Restream. So I don't know if it looks like I'm cut off at the neck, but I don't know. But anyway, you could tell me what you mean by that, Chase. You need a checkup from the neck up. I don't know what that means. Do I need a mental checkup? Is that what he's saying? So there's other people that have joined. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let me know in the comments where you're joining me from. I am between Miami and Galicia, northern Spain. So if you're familiar with Spain, Galicia is in the north. It's in that northwest corner and right on top of Portugal. So if you go to Portugal and you go straight north, you'll hit us. So I'm right there. And the Minho River is right behind my house. It's the border between Spain and Portugal. So again, for those of you joining, if you are anywhere in the mental health fields, if you're a coach, if you're a spiritual practitioner, if you have your own practice, that's what this is about, basically, because I have been coaching and supervising, because I'm also a certified supervisor in the state of Florida for psychologists that are getting their license, as well as mental health counselors and marriage and family therapists. I supervise them. And one of the things that I kept hearing over and over and over was, I'm great at what I do. I love what I do, but it's that business side of my practice. It's the side of my practice that I have to market to people. That's the part that I have a difficult time with. And I kept hearing that over and over and over. And sometimes they would hire someone, a mentor or someone outside of the profession, and that person basically try to run their practice like a regular business. And we know that if you have a private practice, it's not a regular business. I mean, we have a whole code of ethics that we have to make sure that we abide by. So there are very strict things that we have to abide by. So I ended up starting to basically, besides supervising, I was also coaching them on how to do different things with marketing. Now that was back then, and coming closer to the present. But after COVID, a lot of things changed. After COVID was like horrible. It had a few blessings. One of the blessings was a lot of people started to work remotely. They would see clients from home, and they use digital marketing. And so I'm going to go into the program that I've been using, and we are starting a 90-day run this week. And I'm looking for 20 people that I can coach through this process. And, it's amazing to me. The last 90 days, which ended last week, just so that you have an idea, that last 90-day run brought in to the community over $12 million, 12,675, I believe it is, which is a lot of money. But besides it being a lot of money, these are people that want to grow their business. That's separate. I mean, they're not, I don't even know how many of them are coaches or mental health professionals. I don't know, but they want to grow their business. But I'm focusing on growing your practice. And again, if you are dealing with individuals and you want to help them so they can transform their life, I mean, that's a practice. That's what I call a practice. And you could be a mental health professional. You could be a coach, like a life coach. You could also be a spiritual practitioner. So these are the individuals I want to work with. So I'm doing these lives so that I can, provide this education, whether you, do anything or not with it. I just want to share with you these, for those of you that know me, I do, many things out of my private practice. And this is one of them where I like to, coach individuals that have a practice and are helping people. And I want to help them develop digital marketing. So I'm going to share my screen and you'll get to see what I'm talking about. Okay, there we go. Some of you probably have already heard about this, the Digital Growth Community. And this is the program I'm talking about. And I have worked in different programs because I'm a nerd. I'm an eternal nerd. I have to tell you that. I'm always learning something. I don't have time to watch television unless for the occasional binge night on a Saturday night. But most of the time I'm just learning because I love to learn. I think there's so much to learn. And I'll probably be learning till I die. So here is the first page. This is the main page of the program. I'm going to show you this first, and then I'm going to take you through what I was able to create. And so here you go. This is going to give you a list of the different products available. There's different levels of learning here. What do I mean by that? If you are brand spanking new, and let's say you don't want to start at the top level, then you start at the bottom level, and that's okay. The bottom level would be called the launch pad. And it would be this one right here. And then from the launch pad, you will go to the Passive Daily Pay Blueprint, which would be this one. And then from there, you go to the Digital Mastery. And then the top program is the Legacy Builders program. Now, I knew a lot of different things that are in here. So when I looked at the different programs, I decided to go with the top one because there were things in there that I knew could be helpful for me to learn. So let me just take you in there so we can see what I'm talking about. Here you go. So you have, I mean, you have the, of course, you have the welcome and all of that. You also have a huge community. We're up to 27,000 individuals that are taking the same program. And so that's 27,000 people that are there to help you. They're highly motivated. They have the same mindset that they want to grow their business. In your case, if you're under me, if you're working with me, then you are going to have a practice. That's really the individuals I would like to work with. And so the program is on Kajabi. It's hosted on Kajabi. For those of you that already know, Kajabi is a learning management platform. Or for those of you that don't know, it's a place to have courses and you could showcase your courses. That's just one of them. There's others. I personally no longer use Kajabi. I use a different one, but it's a very good platform. And then you get into, the launch kit for your business, and it tells you all kinds of stuff here. And it really, one of the things that's really great about this, right away, you're getting a pre-built funnel. And a funnel is basically, you've all been through funnels. You probably just weren't aware of it. A funnel is anytime you go to a website, let's say you go to Macy's, and right away before you buy anything, a box pops up and says 10% off your first purchase. And you have to enter your first name and your email, or your complete name and your email. Right there, as soon as you complete that, in order to get the coupon, you've just entered a funnel. And that means that Macy's every week will send you the latest specials on, perfumes or makeup or whatever you want. So that would be a funnel. So here you're getting a pre-built funnel. Now, when I first started learning about funnels, I was doing it through ClickFunnels, which is one of the very well-known ones. And it was confusing at first, and I had to really learn. It was a big learning curve, and I kept hitting my head against a brick wall, which that's how it is at the beginning. And this one uses Systeme.io or System.io, depending on how you want to do it. I like Systeme because I think it's more French. But anyway, so you would use this, and it's already pre-built. So they give it to you pre-built. You have to make some tweaks to it to make it your own. You can also add more changes if you'd like. I ended up adding a little bit more changes because I wanted to make it tailored to people that have a practice. So I want to make it tailored to mental health professionals, coaches, and so forth. So I did some changes, but you go through all of this so it can teach you how to set all this up. Now, again, I'm looking for 20 people to go through all this with, and that way it's a lot easier because I'm going to be there to teach you how to do it, basically, and get it done quicker. Even though going through the course is excellent, but having someone else is much better. And I had someone else when I started, so I just think it's better. It's you get things done faster and you get yourself set up quickly. After you go through the sales funnel, then you're going to understand what a capture page is, or a squeeze page, it's also known. It's basically the first page that you land. You're also going to set up email automations. So while you're sleeping at night, these email automations are working automatically for you. People are, and that's what I mentioned before. You want to stay connected with your community. Whoever that is, you want to stay connected. So even if they're not seeing you for a session that week, they're still receiving something from you. It could be even like daily motivations, or maybe some daily readings that they could do, or maybe a little journal thing that they could do. That's all part of this email automation. Then you're going to get into how to get things going. Again, there's a huge community. Michelle O'Neill is the founder of Digital Growth Community. She's excellent. You could look her up as well. And then it also talks about setting up social media, which is so important. I've done social media for a long time, but social media changes constantly. It changes the algorithm. It changes all kinds of rules, and they do whatever they want because whatever, it's social media. So it's so important to constantly learn how to be in social media, because if you don't, then your community never reads what you post. And anyway, those are things that should be learned constantly because it's constantly evolving. And then you just keep going. See, finding your ideal customer, that's what I had told you earlier. There's a whole module on that. There's actually 4 pages worth of courses. There's a lot here. I mean, a lot. And building your brand is another training. How to attract your customers through social media. There's even posting free ads on the internet. That's another thing. There's just a lot here. And so for these 30-day run, 90-day run, I want to, coach someone through all that, because you're going to need it in the aspect that it's just easier. It's not like you absolutely need me to be there, but it's going to definitely be easier. So this is kind of what that all looks like. Let me just show you here the community. Right now, actually, we're up to 28,100. So that means it grew a lot already. I didn't see those numbers. It must have changed recently. And you have a bunch of stuff here where people are pinning stuff. And then you have a section that's called wins. And this is where everybody posts their wins. This could be anything. This could be like, I finally created my ideal client. This could be, I made 2,400 since June 21st. That's what one person wrote here. I had another win here. Guys, today's my best day ever. No money yet, but I managed to do all my setup. So this is someone that actually set up their funnels. They set up their email campaigns, all of that. Now, that being said, there's 2 ways to go through this. And I'm going to stop sharing for a minute, and then I'm going to go in and I want to show you my setup, how I was able to set that part up, which is different. I'll do that, and in a minute I'll show you that part. So again, this 90-day run, it's basically, we start on day 1, and every day there's something for you to do. And it's an assignment that you need to do. Everybody's there to encourage and support you. And by the end of 90 days, you should see yourself, growing that practice. I mean, I am here to help you grow a thriving practice. And after 90 days, you should see that. That should become obvious. And you should have everything in place, your system in place, so it can basically run on autopilot. And I really do mean that. And maybe there's some of you that have been in private practice for a long time, and maybe you want to, stop seeing clients. But you don't want to disconnect entirely from the community. Water break. But you don't want to see clients face to face on a weekly basis. Okay, you can create a course. You can create some ebooks. There's so many things that you can do to stay connected to your community and really help them. And it doesn't involve a face-to-face session. Okay, there's so many things you can do. And this is one of the things that I really like to open up, my coachees, those that are opening a private practice and they really want to, grow and thrive. I try to get them to open up your thinking. What are other ways that you can serve your clients? Think about that. In my case, there's ebooks. I've written 2 books. I have a course. I mean, there's other ways for you to be connected and offer your services. And so in this community, you're going to see people doing all kinds of things because everybody has their own business. They have their own take on things. But for me, I can only talk about what I know and my own experience. And my own experience is working in private practice as a psychologist and supervising and coaching other mental health practitioners and coaches. I've also coached people in the spiritual practices, as I call it, which are astrologers, Reiki healers, intuitive healers. These are individuals that are, they also have a private practice. And, they're great at their craft, but they just don't know how to do all this marketing stuff. It's too technical. And if you are technical, if you're a technical person, write technical in the chat. Okay. You see, yeah, I'm seeing people say, no way, no. There's not a lot of people that are technical. And I'm just a nerd. So I don't know why I like to learn all kinds of stuff. So I had to learn how to even do this setup. Right here, I'm talking to you live on TikTok through my phone. And behind my phone, I have a camera, and the camera's connected to the other platforms through the computer and through the internet. And so I had to learn all this. I had to learn about this little microphone here, the Laviel, I think it's called, and how that's connected to my phone. I mean, these are just things that you need to learn. And I have here, you can see that this is my huge mic, which is connected to the internet. So these are all things that it's so important to learn them, because this is the future. The future is going to be digital. And we have to learn digital marketing. We have to learn about AI, artificial intelligence. There's so much to learn, guys, and the future is here, and the future is just coming faster and faster and faster. Yes, welcome. Okay, so I'm getting a question here. How long have you been in private practice? That's a great question. 19 years. So 2005 to now. Actually, I just turned 19 years because I opened in May of 2005. And at the beginning, I didn't even know that you needed to have an LLC, a corporation, nothing. I opened the private practice, just okay, let's just open a private practice. And for years I didn't have that. And then I opened one in 2000, I think 2007 maybe, and then I opened another one in 2011, which is the one I have now. So I operate under my corporation. I decided to do a C corp as opposed to an LLC or an S corp. And again, I'm not an accountant, so I'm not going to give you any accounting advice here. I could get in trouble, and it's unethical, right? So, but that's how I did it. So it'll be great. Maybe you can ask your accountant of where to go and what to do. Okay, so another question here is, I speak about digital marketing and you hear everyone talking about it, but you just don't know if it's real. Okay, that's a great question. You don't know if it's real. For any of you that have taken courses, because courses is something that's normal, everyone's doing it nowadays, to learn new things. I believe that university, the traditional university, those are things that in the future they might not exist. And the reason I'm saying that is because there's so much wonderful knowledge being shared over the internet. And a lot of the times the courses, they cost money. I mean, they just do. And so you pay for a course and you learn it. And you should be learning it so that you can do something with that knowledge. You want to apply the knowledge. You don't just want to sit there. I mean, even this program, the digital marketing I just showed you, it's not just to sit there, guys. You don't sit there with popcorn and listen to videos. No, you have to implement what you're learning. It's a very practical knowledge. This is not about just sitting there learning. You're not listening to a story or learning about history. You're learning technical things that you have to kind of like look at it, listen, and then go here and do it. And that's how you do it. I'm going to go into I'm just surprised how fast the time goes here, guys. So I'm going to go here and get into my funnel system because I want to show you what this looks like. Alrighty. Okay, now let me share it here. Okay, here we go. So this is my website. This is basically what is given to you, at least most of it is given to you. Again, I made changes because I wanted to be specific. And so you're going to get, for example, in this program, you get the box, okay? And when I told you about a funnel and using Macy's as an example, this is the beginning of a funnel. So you would enter your first name and your email, and then you would click on this blue button. Now, what I did was I put my own picture of a practice. So in this case, it's like a therapist or a psychologist, pretty young guy here and having a client, and they're in a session. So that's what I did. I ended up, you could create any background images. I ended up doing this. I ended up taking this square that was given to me, and I even made it a little transparent so I could kind of see through this square so it doesn't look like just like a block there in the middle of the picture. And then I changed a little bit the information inside because, again, I wanted to put grow your practice with a proven blueprint. The original didn't have that written like that. Okay. And most of this other stuff is the same. So you would put basically, and I'll put here, I'm going to make up a name here and then just go in. Okay. And then it will take me to the next
Congratulations
step.
for looking at the Legacy Builder program. I'm so excited you're here, and I can promise you after this video, you're going to have a clear understanding of exactly what can happen to.
So I'm going to silence her for a minute. And this would be the second step. So you would complete the first, and then you would be taken here. And this is basically the thank you page. So if you had, your clients, they would come into the funnel, of course it would be different because you're trying to grow your practice. And then you would then go to a thank you page, this is pretty standard. So you give the information and then you thank them for that. And then according to this funnel, you have all these other people. These are real people and real testimonies here because all these people are in the community still. And then you would press here, yes, I'm ready to grow my practice. This is something I created. It was not included in the beginning. I changed the color because I like this color. I think the other color was maybe a brown, and I like this color better. It's more with my brand colors. So, and then you would get into this
All right, so today I'm going to share with you exactly how this online business works. I'm actually going to walk you step by step
how this works. So this would be another video that you would get to watch. And then click here to get started. So once you click here, and then it's going to take you to the sales page. And the sales page is where you start to see the pricing and all of that for all the different ones, okay? And so there's two ways about this. The first aspect to this is that this is a real program that you are going to be learning. You're going to be learning how to set up a sales funnel, how to set up an email marketing, and everything you're learning. It's not just for this. This is for you to also use in your own business, in your own practice. So you could, basically take away what's written there, pre-written, and you could write your own stuff. But the thing is, you're going to be learning how to set up an email marketing. You're going to be learning how to do funnels. And again, one of the bonuses that I offer when you join with Digital Growth Community, and I'm going to coach you through it, is I will give you the funnels already done. It's just going to be a lot easier, and I'm going to walk you with you through that. And so that's one way of doing this. One way is I'm going to learn this stuff. I'm going to go through it, learning it. The other way is I'm going to learn it, but I'm also going to resell it because one of the things that this does, and this has become very popular recently, is the master resale rights to this program, which means you're able to take this program, turn around and resell it. And so you'll resell it, you'll recoup back your investment. And that's basically what that is. If you don't want to do that, then you'll just pay for it as a learning program, like any other program, that any other course that you're going to take. And so my experience with courses, I think the cheapest course that, or the least expensive course that I took not too long ago was $52, and it was a 6-module course. And another one that I've done recently is a $497 course, and that has a lot more modules in it. And this one comes in 4 different levels that you can join in, because you're going to be getting courses. It just depends what level you want to come in at. And you could look at all the different courses, and you could decide for yourself, okay, you know what? I'm starting out, I'm brand new, I just want this course. Or I have, some knowledge, I want more, I want to learn more. Or I'm going to go at the top level because I want to learn everything there is to learn, and then you do that course. Either way, this is the best way to learn digital marketing. And again, this is something that if you are in private practice in this day and age, you need to learn how to be digital. You just have to. Otherwise, you're giving yourself a disservice. One of the things that people are asking me, and I'm seeing here in the comments, this ticker at the bottom, that's my website. So growyourthrivingpractice.com and discoveringmyself.com. Okay, those are the 2 places where you can get a hold of me. The Grow Your Practice, thrivingpractice.com will put you into this coaching program with me. Again, I'm looking for 20 people so we can do this 90-day run together. Okay, so that's going to be excellent. I mean, this last 90-day run was incredible. I didn't get to do it because I'm pretty new here. So I just started this program about 3 weeks ago. I set up very quickly because I had my own coach to walk me through everything. And I was able to set it up pretty quickly. And then, of course, I do a bunch of other stuff. So I couldn't move as quick as somebody that is starting out and they have more time to dedicate to this. Okay. What are some other questions here? I would like to answer some questions before I let you go. Currently, I am in Galicia, northern Spain. So it is 1:30 in the morning here, which is typically I work till this time, till 2 o'clock in the morning, because I still have a lot of my clients back in the States. And so I work the same office hours as I do when I'm back over there. And I go back and forth. So let's see some other questions. Okay, so how long have you been doing digital marketing? I've been doing digital marketing for a long time, probably about 5 years. But in this specific new program that I'm learning, these extra stuff here, I've been in this program for 3 weeks. So just 3 weeks that I've been in this program. It's excellent from what I see. And what really impressed me, guys, is that when I was going through, we have a bunch of live, Zoom calls. And when I started seeing people just openly sharing how they're growing their business and just being open about it, I mean, they didn't even hold back. That told me a lot about the community, and everybody was just so positive about it. That's really what drew me in, because usually I'm very intuitive. And so when I join something, or I join especially a community, I feel the vibes and I feel it out. And I was very impressed. And I'm going to be honest with you, when I went to my first live, I wasn't expecting that feeling. I thought, oh, I'm not going to like this, or I'm going to regret that I got into this. And I was really surprised. I mean, these people are, genuine as far as I can tell. I looked up the founder, Michelle O'Neill, and I couldn't find anything negative about her on the internet, because that's what I usually do, just to see them. to see if there's anything I need to worry about. And all I hear is good things. And the things that are, not so good, which are few and far between, are usually individuals that thought that this was, a way to make money easily and quickly. And, you could do that. But like with anything else, it requires your attention. It requires you to put in the effort and learn these things. Because if you're just going to take this like a salesperson and turn around and try to sell it, and you didn't go through it at all, you don't even know what it's about. That's not good. You need to have an experience of the product or service that you are trying to sell. And I hate to break it to you, anybody that's mental health coaching or spiritual practitioners, we don't like to think of ourselves as selling. And that's one of the things that we have to really, get away from. We are selling, and there's nothing wrong with that. And selling is simply an exchange of energy. You are promoting the services that you have to offer. You're advertising them, you're marketing them. That's selling. And then you're receiving something from those services that you're offering. Okay. And okay, I think I'm going to wrap it up here. And I didn't see anyone this time that asked me to speak in Spanish. Wow. Usually I do. Usually I get a lot of people from Spanish, and I'll be happy to. I also speak Portuguese as well, so I can. I very rarely do someone ask for me to speak in Portuguese, but Spanish a lot, especially with me being here in Galicia. Okay, folks. Again, go to the www.growyourthrivingpractice.com. That's where you can find me. You can also find me on discoveringmyself.com. You can find me there. I'm on TikTok, as you see here. I have another TikTok account that I solely for the digital marketing piece. And I just started that when I started the course, and because that's one of the things that they tell you, that it's a great idea to start from scratch, because that way there's one message and you know who you are looking to connect with, a specific type of individual, your ideal client. And so they strongly recommend that I start a new TikTok, which I did. But in that TikTok, I can't do lives, so I have to do it on this account. So, but that's okay. So if you want, my other TikTok is Connect Engage. I forgot the handle because I'm going to change it, but it's under growyourthrivingpractice.com. And you can also let me know here, and I can direct you to my other account if you want to do that. Otherwise, this is fine. This is totally fine. Well, thank you so much for everyone. So again, if you're a mental health professional, if you are a coach, life coach, executive coach, if you are a spiritual practitioner, an astrologer, intuitive healer, Reiki healer, and you want to grow a thriving practice, then come. I'm going to help you do that. Yes, I'm going to be your coach and guide to do that with digital marketing. And, and I'll teach you other things too. Or we can get into AI. I love AI. And so there's so many things to learn, and I love to teach. And so if there's anything I could do to get you to grow a thriving practice, then that's what this is about. So thank you all so much. Greetings from northern Spain, and look forward to connecting with you. Bye-bye for now.